Yo, yo, live from the 856. This is channel 856. Back again for our season 1 finale. It's your boy Danny X.
Jared reporting live for the season finale. What's good with y'all?
What up, what up? Episode 13. We appreciate y'all's support as always. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And yeah, we are back at it. Took a couple weeks off for our holidays, obviously. We're pretty consistent with it. Coming in every week and giving y'all, some good knowledge and giving y'all insight on our league. So definitely need those couple weeks to unwind and reset, get ready for 2025. But as y'all know, the league's over. Fantasy football season has ended. We have crowned our champion, and it did stay in the podcast. So shout out to King. He is the 2024 fantasy football champion for
Two-time champ
two-timer,
Quinn.
two-timer for sure.
Doubled it up with the side league
Yeah,
too.
double champ for sure.
Double champ.
Like so, you know. Yes, sir. But had a real good Super Bowl with Scoop. Really good game. Came down to the Bucks just start cooking at the end, and I can show you all the scores right here. Bam. So wound up winning by 30. Baker Mayfield dropping 44 was crucial. And then getting Jalen McMillan on the stack. Answering the counterpunch from Jaden Daniels and, Jamar Chase having a lower game than usual. We'll get into Jamar Chase a little bit later. Had Lab McConkey in the flex. So, but, Quinn's team was here. Bijan with another 23, McMillan 20. Getting 19 from the Eagles defense was massive as well against the Cowboys. So, put up 150 in the title game. Pretty much stayed in the top 3 all year. I don't think he dipped out of the top 3. Was pretty dominant. Came in as the 1 seed, won the championship. So, you're the 1 seed, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Came in the 1 seed, won the championship. Strong team all season. I think for me, it was just like Bijan got like I don't know what it was about Penix starting, but Bijan really got hot with him, and then Baker Mayfield's been playing like just so good at football this back half of this year, making sure the Bucks get four straight division titles, 4 straight division titles. So I know it's been a long time coming to see them get that consistency back and winning, having a bowl in this decade. So shout out to King winning the chip. Jared, I know you finished 3rd, so right outside. I know very close. You're another good season going deep into the playoffs. But it's always back to the drawing board, and we all took a trip to Cabo, unfortunately. So, but anything you want to say about the fantasy Super Bowl this season? I guess we could do the wrap up first. So anything that with the season, any moments, any just with the league, like how it played out. I think it was a really competitive season compared to some others. But, what do you think about, now the season's over?
I thought it was a lot of balanced trading. I thought it was a good competitive year. For the most part, it was competitive. Some questionable little hiccups, but for the most part, it was smooth. Playoffs was definitely action packed. Like Chris and who was it? Quinn and Scoot matchup was definitely like that. It was fun seeing how that went. Definitely could have went either way, but seeing how them games were unfolding, man, Quinn he put up damage. 160 in the title game is hard, but Scoot definitely is a tough out. So definitely shout out to him. He did his thing this year for sure. Definitely been a good addition. But for the most part, just like you said, back to the drawing board. I usually give it to like April, around spring, end of the draft, maybe early May, free agency. But yeah, that's when the mock draft start for me, around May, June.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, like you were saying, like with Scoop, like he King actually put out the the updated all time record, and he's 20. We can flash that right here. And then, he's 29 and 16 since he's been in this league. So, for that to be, I think that this is the end of his 3rd season to play that well. 1-2 in the playoffs, so it's a little bit tough there. But for him to have have it a playoff record, right? Like, for me, I'm 0-3 in the 12-man, 2-4 in the 10-man. Some 0 for 5, like you guys see the record, but like he's for him to come in and have an impact on this league and be productive and impactful is pretty cool. So, shout out to everybody that went deep into the playoffs. Shout out to everybody that didn't make the playoffs. Shout out Steen. We are punishment episode coming soon on channel 856. Over medium scrambled. Over easy. Boiled, frittata, quiche. I might bring every type. Just like, but from there we can go into. So I put together some awards for the year, and Jared has the all fantasy pro team. So, you want to go first, or bet. So
I'll jump in.
Let's do. So we'll start with. Let's go in reverse order. You want to start with the all rookie team?
I'll do all rookie team.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to my young bulls. Quarterback, we're gonna rock with our NFL Rookie of the Year prediction here on this channel. Is our boy Jaden Daniels for sure. We are gonna give an honorable mention to Bo Nix.
Shout out, Bo.
We're gonna give you 2 RBs. Rookie team first string and second string is gonna be Bucky Irving. Second string will be Tyron Tracy Jr. I'll give you 3 receivers. Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors, and Ladd McConkey is my receivers. And then Brock Bowers as a runaway for the tight ends.
Oh, absolutely. Big Brock. That's my guy.
Big Brock.
But, absolutely. I believe Tracy and Irvin, both 1,000-yard runners. I don't know if maybe all purpose, maybe scrimmage yards, but
Bucky did hit 1,000 rushing.
Yeah, all these players are super impactful. I mean, Neighbors, his last month of the season was incredible, as well as Ladd, BTJ. Yeah, for sure, absolutely. But all these players are proven. This class, I think, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, you're gonna be like, that 2024 class was one of them ones. A lot of ready pros, a lot of key valuable players that made an impact on their teams, whether they made the playoffs or not. Numbers don't lie. So, as far as the second team, so shout out to the second team. Quarterback, we got Joe Burrow. Running back, we got Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan, a champion now, Bijan with us, and then for our wide receivers, another trio, we got Brian Thomas Jr., so we got a rookie making the second team, CeeDee Lamb, and Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin had a fantastic season. I think his ADP is going to go up. Despite, he did have one catch in the Super Bowl, but in the fantasy Super Bowl. But, he had a really good year, that especially, Scoop having that stack. But tight end, a person that probably – I don't know if a lot of people drafted. Definitely will see him on the awards later. Jonnu Smith, as well as Trey McBride. Didn't score a lot, but always had at least 10 plus every week. Very reliable in PPR leagues. We got Butter at kicker, Brandon Aubrey down in Dallas, and then the DST goes to the best celebrating team in the league, the Minnesota Vikings. So what we got for first team? So. Best players in fantasy all year. I know this is tough. I know definitely a couple second teamers. Gibbs could have easily been first team. Jonnu, honestly, could have been considerable over who we got coming up. But Vikings, another team with a fantastic defense that could have been on first team. So who we got making the first team?
First team, our boy, probably my MVP of the year. I would give it to Burrow just because he's played phenomenal. The team let him down, but Lamar did say was going to win the MVP, so I do want to stick with that prediction. Saquon Barkley, man, change the scenery has done him justice.
2K say.
Nick Sirianni is a weirdo for sitting him. Complete weirdo. Yeah. Look, anyway. Derrick Henry.
You don't brush with history every day.
Thank you. So you got your first string running back, Saquon, second string, Derrick Henry. It's Jumar for wide receiver 1, followed by Jefferson and St. Brown. That trio is those three were the best receivers this year. Consistency.
Yep.
And then two tight ends I'll give you is Kittle and Bowers. Oh, no surprise there.
Yep.
Kicker Boswell. And then Broncos defense was our highest scorer of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Boswell pretty much ended my season, so shout out to him. Still gave you first team. You earned it. So I was responsible for the awards. So MVP, we'll start with MVP. Nominees, I had Chase, I had Saquon, I had Gibbs, I had Josh Allen, and I had Joe Burrow for MVP. I think from a fantasy standpoint, I have to give the MVP to Jamar Chase. Most points outside of a quarterback. Triple crown. So he's giving you the PPR and receptions. He's scoring the ball. I believe he finished with 17 touchdowns. So I mean it's ridiculous. Saquon could have easily been it. Gibbs as well. I had Gibbs in my another league I was in winning a title. So yeah, I mean I think it's a runaway. It was really close. Josh Allen could have easily been it, but I feel like you expect that from the quarterbacks. The running backs also as well should be able to, especially pass catching ones like Saquon and Gibbs. They should be able to perform like that. But a wide receiver doing what he was doing, multiple 40-point games if I'm not mistaken, like 5 or 6 30s. So it's just unreal what he was doing from his position. As far as waiver breakout, so do you agree that your MVP as well? You would say for this fantasy?
Bro, I'll be honest. Lovely, he's one of the MVPs.
Yeah.
Depending on like what are you going by, like ADP maybe factored in.
Right.
Consistency, like you said, like you're not someone who's like a, for example, like Mike Evans is a player who finishes strong every year, but he might have more variance than like, I don't know, Justin Jefferson. Like,
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would definitely consider that. Like I want somebody who's gonna bring it every week, like 10 plus. Not just give me 20 points here and go quiet for 5 weeks and then another spike week. But yeah, it's just consistency overall too. Like I like players that get it done in primetime games against big opponents. So like on a national stage, if I'm down maybe points and someone has kind of made a comeback on my team, I'd have that personal attachment. So I feel that
absolutely.
Jamar Chase has definitely been that Ravens game was. I watched it because of Joe Burrow, but that was amazing. Like you'll remember that game. That was one of my favorite moments or games to watch. Definitely one of my favorite performances.
So next award we got waiver breakout player of the year. Nominees are we got Bucky Irving, we got Baker Mayfield, we got Jonnu Smith, Jawan Jennings. Out of those four, who would you say would be the best breakout?
Something about Jonnu Smith, I'll be honest, I'm really liking how he came on strong. But overall, I didn't believe in him either. But Bucky Irvin has definitely seemed like he's been a player where what was he, a 4th round pick, Quinn? 4th round draft? 3rd round pick? He's made immediate impact. He wasn't on my radar.
Put Rashad White out of a job.
Not even.
Or just reps.
Well, they'll split, but he's made it known like he's the better runner.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
And I think he's, especially as a rookie, I believe they gave Rashad White an extension. So
they're good to go.
Yeah, you don't just do that by chance.
Yeah.
So 3rd round draft pick, so that's smooth. Like I said, he's
four. He's a fourth.
My apologies, 4th round draft pick. So yeah, he's made an immediate impact as a rookie, 1,000-yard rusher. I think the sky's the limit for that kid. He can catch the ball too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I gotta give it to his teammate Baker Mayfield, just because he was like, when you check the app, it's like, all right, I'm looking at two people's teams, like who's the number, like the rankings and players. Like he had number 1 next to his name for a very long time during the season. So for that, I gotta give it to him. Like nobody penciled him in to be the best fantasy quarterback. So I gotta give it to Baker Mayfield. I was saying it earlier in the season on the pod. I think just what they got going, the OC and him are just synced up. It's a great form of football for him. I can only imagine if hopefully Chris Godwin's getting healthy, but if he had Chris Godwin with more weapons and how it would have played out for them. So I think waiver breakout in the year we'll split it. Their teammates will go. We'll give it to the Bucks. We'll give it to the Bucks in general.
The Bucks.
Bucky Irvin and Baker Mayfield. So next award I got surprise player of the year. Baker again nominated twice. So we got Baker. I have Bo Nix. I have Joe Mixon, and I have Josh Jacobs. I think I expected Joe to be successful. I didn't expect it to be that successful. Same thing with Josh Jacobs. I feel like they took an opportunity and with the trades and took a leap and capitalized on it, and now they have some foundational success with a new franchise and already showing they could both be top tier runners. So I think those are my nominees for that. Anybody that sticks out to you as far as in those nominees?
Ooh, I think so. I'll be honest. Um, for like breakout, like
Surprise player.
oh
Like more
sorry,
of surprise.
surprise.
Like
Okay,
what do you like who like out of those players like anybody that caught you off surprise like even like this can kind of be like the sleepers as well. So I'll give you some of my sleeper nominees like Sam Darnold, Jacoby Myers, Chase Brown,
Chase Brown definitely,
yeah,
Sam Darnold definitely,
Jaden Daniels like
Jaden, not really
he's a
Jaden
rookie.
Daniel.
Yeah.
I'll give some love to like Josh Jacobs. I'll be honest, like I didn't believe in his ADP. Like I wasn't gonna draft
Yeah.
him early. Like him and Joe Mixon, I was like, okay, like second, third round. I'm like, that's a little high on those kind of players. Like second round, I was looking for like Henry or like if obviously like if any of those fell, like
Yep.
Gibbs, like Kyron, like something like that. I was
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
for
yeah.
over those players.
Absolutely.
Jonathan Taylor, I would have took over them. I wouldn't have taken ETNA, but
Yeah.
whatever. So, I don't know. Josh Jacobs, like actually watching him, that brand of football he plays, like he kind of reminds me like Nick Chubb. Like he'll just pause, run down your throat.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
so, I kind of like his
Absolutely.
actual football style, but breakout, I might say Chase Brown
Yeah.
or surprising, I should say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, JSN. Give me JSN.
Yeah.
He shocked me this year. I'll give it straight up.
Yeah.
He just.
He to be I'll jump ahead a little bit. He was my most improved
Oh,
player.
what?
No
Oh,
question.
so I didn't mean to do that.
Nah,
I'm
you're good.
sorry.
You're good. Nah, I'm glad you did it. It's a good segue because like I like. It's funny because it's in our league and he was traded and we were like talking about like what he was capable of and I was like, all right, like you just traded Diggs and then obviously it didn't work out because of the injury, but like seeing his production, like he became a staple, like one of our best flexes in our league with Chris. So like it was I was not expecting that. I'll be the first, one of the first to admit it. I was definitely not. Um, obviously there's a contingency that thinks that Ohio State is wide receiver university, so I wasn't expecting that from him in particular. I didn't think Geno Smith was going to be doing that well, but shout out to him. Shout out to him. So, yeah, I'll give a surprise to Josh Jacobs as well. I agree. I didn't expect him to
Surprise.
do that well. I watched a lot of Packers games.
He's a dog.
He was running fantastic this year, and he actually finally getting his receiving touchdown as a running back. So, shout out to him. Yeah. So, sleeper, I'm gonna go with. I think this is a split award between like Chase Brown and I'll say Sam Darnold.
Okay.
Like Sam Darnold bailed me out.
Mm.
With those Jordan Love weeks, I had started him comfortably later in the season.
5 touchdowns on
Yeah,
me.
I was about to say
Five.
later in the season, I
Falcons.
chose to start him and it
Versus the
worked out.
Falcons.
Yeah, so shout out to Sam Darnold. As a selfishly, I'll give you that award selfishly. But Chase Brown for sure. Being on the other side of the Joe Mixon gamble, the Cincinnati Bengals. Taking a chance on the
Fifth round, too,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So shout out to him. The Bust Award. So I think this one's the nominees are I think this one's pretty obvious, but the nominees are Travis Etienne, Brees Hall, Debo Samuel, Dalton Kincaid. I and then I have Trey McBride and Garrett Wilson, although they put up great PPRs, but they were expected to have, I think, way better years than they had. They were consistent and, still solid to play, but I think the bust of the year was easily Brees Hall.
I'm giving it to Debo Samuel. I would vote for Debo because I just think he is a clown.
Yeah.
He's fighting teammates on the sideline. I don't.
Leather flare pants,
Yeah,
cropped leather jackets.
It seemed like he wants to be more fashion in football this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought he was a terrible draft, but he said Brees Hall too. He had, I think that he led the league. We led the league as a team in the lowest rushing attempts. So we were 32nd in the league in rushing attempts.
Yeah.
He didn't have too many games where I can recall where he had over 20 rushing yards.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 20 rushing attempts.
Right.
So I think overall, just wasn't a good season. Garrett Wilson, he was, had his up and down. He started fizzling towards the end, trying
Yeah.
to find on this Brees Hall
Oh
stat.
yeah,
Sorry. So Brees Hall is looking at, like 4 yards a carry, 774 rushing
Underwhelming.
yards, 5 touchdowns, 20th in carries, 187. Like that's
yeah.
That's definitely bust alert.
Yeah.
ETN, I don't even know. Did he do that well?
Check. Yeah.
I'll be honest. Jacksonville, I kind of, I wasn't sold.
Well,
on
we were
that.
both. We were
Brees,
both.
I was sold on.
We were both T-Law fans, and he just. And, I mean, he burned you in fantasy like that
Last
when
year,
you got
that
him.
was terrible.
150 for 558, 2 touchdowns,
Yeah.
averaging 3.7.
Oh, he was a first round pick.
Yeah.
They traded up for him too.
125. Yep.
And they're gonna have to pay him soon. And Bigsby looked better this year.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. Brees Hall was definitely up there though. Like you said, he was second round, third round player getting drafted. It's like, wait a minute.
Nah, for sure.
First round, some leagues.
I think the toughest award this year, I think the toughest award, fantasy or for the NFL awards, is Rookie of the Year. A lot of rookies put on, like I was saying, with the draft class. I have a selfish award here again, but the nominees are Brock Bowers, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix. You got why did I just have a fart with the running backs? Chase Brown. You got what else am I missing on the rookies? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I said Jaden Daniels. Yep. So, I think this Brock Bowers, record-setting year. I think he's instantly might have a 1-year campaign where he could be talking about being a top 5 tight end in this league.
You don't think he's already a top 5 tight end?
No, I'm saying I do. That's what I'm saying. I think for the people that are not rushing to do it because it was 1 year, I think he showed the skill set. He's a Travis Kelce type, but he's also a great blocker. Just an offensive weapon, and I'm so glad that he fell to us. Hopefully we can pair him with Shador. Hopefully he can fall. Hopefully Cleveland does something stupid. Or Cam Ward, whatever the case may be. But who do you got as the Rookie of the Year?
Out of those, I got to shout out to my boy, Jaden McDaniels. I think he's a great player. Washington, I love to see that for them.
Yeah.
Bo Nix played well. Malik Neighbors is a dog. Get him a quarterback.
Yes, Malik.
ASAP.
That's what I forgot. Yes, and Lad McConkey. Now it's coming back to me. Brian Thomas Jr.
I was about to say,
all
he's
those
a
guys.
dog.
Yeah,
I have him
absolutely.
in a Dynasty Superflex League.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to have him for ages. He's a dog.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep. Now it's coming back to me. Those are all rookie. Yeah. See, it's
Yeah.
tough. It's tough. They're
It's
all.
tough.
They're
Ballard
all.
is a dog, though,
yeah.
too.
Absolutely.
I don't know why the Jets didn't draft him. Oh, I know why. It's just the Jets just didn't want to draft him. They didn't want to draft him in an all-in Aaron Rodgers year. They said, "Oh, we need a left tackle more."
Yeah. So it's tough, man. I mean, we passed up on Calvin Johnson, Aaron Rodgers,
Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, Cleveland Farrell was a 4th overall pick. In what world? Could have easily waited and got anything else. Anyway, some of the superlatives, models of consistency. Shout out Bijan Robinson. I feel like he had a great, didn't have a sophomore slump, came back and balled. Cortland Sutton, I feel like he was a model of consistency a year. Jacoby Myers, Raider, I think, he was always 10 a week when he's playing. So shout out to them. Like I said, most improved. Shout out to also Chuba Hubbard. I want to make sure I mention him with most improved. He got his money and played really well. Comeback players of the year, we got Sam Darnold. James Conner was fantastic this year. Terry McLaurin was really good. Joe Burrow. And then the disappointments. I got Jalen Waddle. I got Dalton Kincaid. It's underwhelming. Just feel like two of those, 2 tight ends that should have just been a lot better. ADP was very high, no less than 5 for either of them. Maybe not even no less. Yeah, for sure. But so just underwhelming in that sense. But yeah, those are some of our superlatives and awards for fantasy football. So that's pretty much it for that. Really, like I said earlier, it's been a really good season. 2024 is in the books. Shout out to NFL playoffs about to commence this weekend, wild card weekend. So guess we can do one last GTP for season one, and then from there we can do our Super Bowl predictions. Get out of here for episode 1-3.
Let's get to it. So I figured this would be a longer list, but
Yeah.
you can choose from. I don't know how long time permits.
Yeah, how we looking?
40%. You got about 40 minutes.
All right, cool.
All right, cool. All right, so I got. All right, so I have 12.
Okay.
So guess a number from 1 through 12.
All right, bet. Let's do number. Gotta do number 9.
9. We don't have to, but it's up to you, time permitting. All right, number 9, wide receiver is our current 2024 wide receiver 18.
Finish the year there.
Yep, finished
Cool.
the year wide receiver 18. His total points scored on the year were 185.60. He was averaging 15.47 points per game. On the year, has 109 targets for 73 receptions, 911 yards, 10 touchdowns, being tied for 5th in the NFL with the touchdown leaders, 20 red zone targets. During the regular season, he's missed 5 games. Last year, 2023, wide receiver 49. Total points scored 116.60. He averaged 9.71 points per game. He had 76 targets for 42 receptions, 656 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns, 9 red zone attempts.
T. Higgins.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he actually missed I think 5 games last year or 2023 as well.
Yep.
This player
That's what got it for me was the missing games.
he actually outscored Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, and Zay Flowers. this
Another
year.
bust. Reek is another bust. We didn't mention
Oh
him.
gosh,
Yeah,
yes, for sure.
For sure. But yeah,
That's
Teasy.
right.
Big Teasy.
All right, any number you want to do?
3.
3. Okay, I like this one. This is a hard one.
Let's get it.
All right, 2024. Our current running back 27. He finished on the year. He had a total points scored 165.90. He averaged 9.76 points per game. He had 135 rushing attempts for 569 rushing yards, so 4.2 yards per carry. He had 8 rushing touchdowns, so he's tied for 9th in the league. He had 52 targets, 42 receptions for 340 receiving yards, a score. He had 11 combined red zone touches. Last year, so 2023, he finished RB 47. Total points scored was only 89.60. He averaged 5.6 points per game. He had 108 rushing attempts for 462 yards, 4.3 yards per carry, 1 rushing touchdown, 40 targets, 33 receptions, 209 yards, no touchdowns, but 22 red zone touches. The hint is he outscored some big names like Brian Robinson, Travis Etienne, and Kenneth Walker.
Bigsby.
But good guess.
What he finished RB, you said?
This year he finished RB 27. Last year he was RB 47.
What was that last hit you gave?
He outscored Brian Robinson, Travis Etienne, and finished 1 spot behind Kenneth Walker.
That was good. That was good.
One spot behind Kenneth Walker. Zach Charbonnet.
It is, yeah. It is.
Charbonnet.
I'm about to say he's very underrated. He hooped this year.
He did.
He smashes anytime he gets a spot start when K9's out.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite plays. I had him in that same dynasty league with Brian Thomas. He was a good play down the stretch.
Can't lie.
That was a good little play on words.
Point out that hint, that's why I was like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Whatever. whatever number you want to do for the next. But that was a good little sleeper.
Yeah, facts. Let's do 12.
All right, this is a defense. Big turnaround for these guys. This year they finished defense or DST 8. Total points scored was 129 flat. Averaged 7.59 points per game, allowing 332.7 yards allowed a game, 21.06 points allowed per game. They had 4 defensive touchdowns. They were tied 6th in the NFL with 45 sacks, 1 safety, 13 interceptions, tied for 7th in the league, 14 forced fumbles, tied for 6th, 5 fumbles recovered, 3 blocks, 1 return touchdown, so like a kick or punt return.
Mm-hmm.
Last year they finished the DST 24. Total points scored was 107 flat, averaging 6.29 points per game. They are allowing 371.3 yards allowed a game, 23.65 points per game allowed, 3 defensive touchdowns, 47 sacks, 11 picks, 13 fumbles forced, 8 recovered, 1 block, no safety or return touchdowns.
Chargers.
Actually, no, but that's a very good hint because they actually outscored the Chargers.
Mm.
They outscored the Ravens and the Chiefs. So heading into this year, I would have bet anything against this defense outscoring any of those big name defenses. Just a sleeper. I did call them dog food.
Yeah. Dog food.
I remember that. And I stand by it still. They still had a good games for fantasy though.
The Falcons?
No,
Philly?
mm.
All right. Slow
I
down,
respect
Slow down.
Philly's D this year at least.
AFC or NFC?
NFC.
Minnesota?
Mm-mm.
I was about to say they were. They're better.
They
They might
were-
be like top 5.
They were 2.
Yeah. NFC. South, North, West, East. West. Seahawks?
Seahawks it
Okay.
is. It is the Seahawks.
Cool.
All right.
Damn, that's pretty good. Shout out to them. I know they're
Facts.
top 10 fantasy defense.
Number 8. That's wild.
Let's do number 5.
All right. Now, we're looking at our RB on the year 62. It only finished with a total of 50.90 points, averaging 7.27 points per game. Only 83 rushing attempts for 310 yards, so 3.7 yards per carry. 1 rushing touchdown. They had 16 targets, 12 receptions, 79 receiving yards, no touchdowns, and 6 red zone touches on the year. So they missed a lot of time this year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year they finished RB 16 though. Total points scored 191.90, averaging 70 points per game. 205 rushing attempts, 935 rushing yards, averaging 4.6 yards per carry, 7 rushing touchdowns, 49 targets, 44 catches, 244 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, 49 red zone touches. This player, so heading into the season, no one would have thought, but he got outscored by Tank Bigsby, Alexander Madison, Jordan Mason, Tyron Tracy, Tajay Spears, Jalen Warren, Justice Hill. This player got hurt this year. That's my only hint. But his ADP was pretty high. Last year he was RB 16.
Okay. player got hurt. The player got hurt. Singletary.
Mm-mm.
That was a stupid guess. It was never RB16. Player got hurt. Player got hurt. Eckler.
Mm-mm. Think Channel 856. Like where that's based, and then we'll expand to like it's like locally, right?
Pacheco.
There it is. I think I gave it too much of a hint.
Yeah.
Isaiah Pacheco, it is though. So I guess heading into the season, definitely a wasted investment. This season being RB62, but no fault of it. Well, can't predict injuries. So
And we'll be right back with a quick commercial break. We are back. Thank you for staying with us. I'm sure it wasn't too long, I hope. But let's go with number 1.
Uno, I like that. We're looking at our quarterback 2024 quarterback 13. On the year, he scored 331.40 points. He averaged 19.49 points per game. He was 12th in the NFL in passing touchdowns with 23. He only had 3 picks on the year. Amazing. 332 passes completed on 504 attempts, completing passes at 65.9%. He was 9th in the NFL in passing yards with 3,870 passing yards. He ran the ball 69 times for 306 yards, 2 touchdowns for 4.4 yards per carry. Didn't miss any time this year, which was great. Last year, he ended up being quarterback 17 last year in 2023. He only scored 273.66 points. He averaged 21.05 points per game, 20 passing touchdowns to 7 picks, 3,134 passing yards, 297 completions over 456 attempts. So he's completing passes at 65%. 52 rushes for 228 yards, good for 4.4 yards per carry, and 3 touchdowns. He missed the last 4 games of the 2023 season, though. This year, give you a little nugget, he outscored the likes of Tua, C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love, Geno Smith, Kirk Cousins, Dak, Russell Wilson, and Derek Carr.
His quarterback's a little bit mobile. He's pretty good at being mobile, too. 4.4 yards carry. Not Kyler.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Definitely not Kyler. Missed the last 4 games last year. Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
It is Justin Herbert.
I'm on it today. GTP. We here. Swervo. Jay Swervo. Number 10.
Number 10. All right, I like this one. We're looking at receiver 34 on the year. He finished. Total points 158.20. He averaged 10.55 points per game. 108 targets, 66 receptions for 992 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns, only 5 red zone targets. 2023, this was our wide receiver 16. He had scored a total of 192.40 points on the year. He averaged 12.02 points per game, 119 targets, 66 receptions, 1,114 receiving yards, 8 touchdowns, and 23 red zone targets. This year, he was outscored by the likes of JSN, Jerry Judy, and Jawan Jennings, and Darnell Mooney.
This is Nico Collins.
No. Mm-mm.
This is
Nico Collins actually outscored this player.
Jaden Reed.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Slow down, Dan. Think about it for a second. What wide receiver finished? He finished 16 this year.
Last year he finished 16. This year he was 34.
34. Okay. AFC or NFC?
NFC.
Debo.
Mm-mm.
Oh. Okay. East. West. Cooper Cup.
Mm-mm. He finished just ahead of Cooper Cup by 2 spots.
NFC. Metcalf.
DK Metcalf.
Metcalf.
Jeez, Dan is on it. I'll give you maybe one more.
Yeah, one more, and then we can do Super Bowl predictions.
Let's do it. All right. This is one of
You
my.
pick.
All right, I got you. This is one of my favorite players. Wide receiver on the year. Wide receiver 19. Total points 183.20. He averaged 12.21 points per game. He's doing this on 91 targets, 58 receptions, 1,001 yard, 7 touchdowns, 8 red zone touches, 11 rushing attempts for 61 rushing yards, so 5.5 yards per carry and a touchdown. Last year, this was our wide receiver 81. Total points,
Wow.
68.30. He averaged 5.69 points per game, 42 targets, 24 receptions, 354 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 red zone touches, 3 attempts for 29 yards, so 9.7 yards per carry, and 1 touchdown. This year, this man outscored Nico Collins, Tyreek Hill, Zay Flowers, and Puka Nacua.
JSN.
No,
Nah, he's not one of your favorite players.
but JSN definitely has outscored them. But JSN's wide receiver, I think 9 on the year or something.
Say his 24 stats one more time, please.
Yeah, 24. Finished wide receiver 19.
Yeah.
Total points scored 183.20. He averaged 12.21 points per game, 91 targets for 58 receptions, 1,001 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns, 8 red zone touches, including attempts. So he had 11 rushes for 61 rushing yards, 5.5 yards per carry, and his touchdown.
AFC?
NFC.
Okay. I was about to say Pickens. NFC. NFC. Drake London?
Mm-mm.
North, South, East, West. Jordan Addison.
Very good guess. Jordan Addison was fitness wide receiver 17 on this year, and he was actually on my list. So, but we're not gonna get to him.
Jordan Addison, that's my guy.
Very close though. He's of that ilk in that mold. He's right there. You're right there.
Westbrook Akine?
Mm-mm.
No, that's AFC, duh. Of that mold. So he's probably a number 2. South. No, I was in the North. Vikings. Bears. DJ Moore?
Mm-mm. My cousin them.
Your cousin them. Jameson Williams?
Yeah.
I didn't want to say that. I thought he had more rushing yards than 61. That's what I swear to you. I thought about him like 2 guesses ago, but I didn't
Yeah.
think he had only 61 rushing yards because I thought he broke out like I guess it was only like 40 yards that one he cribbed. All right, cool.
J-Mo.
Facts. That was good. Good run. Good run. Good run. All right. Let's do our Super Bowl predictions, and then we'll be wrapping up our first season. That's pretty cool. Pretty crazy that we made it this far and got here. Shout out to y'all for keeping us in and all the support again as always. Shout out to everybody that has something to do with making the pod as well.
Appreciate that.
So King, CP, Jared,
Big time.
myself,
Oh,
the undisclosed locations that let us shoot this. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get to it. So wild card round. You want to start with the AFC or the NFC?
let's do AFC.
All right, so you got the Chiefs are the number 1 seed. They'll play the lowest remaining seed. So depending on who you pick, you will have them playing the Chiefs. So Texans Chargers is the 4-5. The Chargers are favored by 3.
I want the Chargers to wax the Texans.
Really?
Wax them.
Okay. All right, like it. Ravens Steelers. Steelers are underdogs. They're getting 10 points.
My dad's a Steelers fan, so I'm going to watch that game with him. But it's going to be curtains for the steel curtains. So Lamar, I think he gets right, and he kind of answers the critics with that playoff nonsense they be talking about with him.
Okay, I like it. Ravens, okay. And then Bills Broncos at the 2-7. The Buffalo Bills are favored 9 in the current moment.
We at Jet Crib on Sunday watching hopefully the Broncos beating the Bills. I'm rooting for them just like he will probably be rooting for them. So I will be in full throttle because I cannot stand the Bills. But yeah, I do think the Bills will end up probably winning though.
So then if you have them, the Chiefs will play the lowest remaining seed. That means
Chargers.
you have them playing the Chargers.
They'd walk them, and then it'd be Buffalo and the Ravens, and I would hope it would be the Ravens, because then they can be like, oh, Josh Allen, like they don't be giving him the criticism that they give Lamar for not
Absolutely.
making a title game.
No question.
That'll be that. So I hope it plays out just like that.
So then Chiefs Ravens is your AFC title game.
And give me the Ravens.
Ravens in the bowl. Okay. Ravens are your AFC champion, knocking off Pat, stopping the 3-peat. I like it. I'll do mine real quick. I hate the Chargers. I got the Texans. Want Lamar to get the big one, so pause. Playing the Ravens over the Steelers, and then why not? Broncos upset, whatever. Sure. Actually, no. Fuck them. Anyway, Bills. I'm taking the Bills. So it'll be the Chiefs playing. If that's the case with me, they would play the Texans. Obviously, the Chiefs win that, and then Ravens will play the Bills. Got the Ravens as well. Chiefs, Ravens.
I hate the Chiefs right now.
I hate the Chiefs right now, bro. Gotta get the Ravens.
They're so corny.
Got-
It's the
yeah.
refs too, though. They be
Yeah.
just bailing them out. Like it's just.
So I got the Ravens in the AFC title as well. I completely agree. So NFC is some great playoff action over here. We're gonna start with the Lions, who are the number 1 seed, playing the lowest remaining seed out of the Rams and the Vikings. Who do you got for the Rams and the Vikings?
I actually wanted to be the Vikings. I'm rocking with my man Darnold, rooting for him from afar.
Hell yeah, I like it. Buccaneers, Commanders.
Quinn, I'm rocking with y'all. However, I do think that's gonna be the most anticipated game for me. It's like I think that game is gonna be fireworks. I think it could be 37, like 34.
Oh, y'all got the night too, 8:00.
And it's home. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
it's gonna be beautiful. I can only imagine how lit it's gonna be. Yeah, I can see that being like a 31-28, like 34-31. Like it's gonna be high
sure.
scoring, but very entertaining. So, yeah, I kind of want the Bucks to win that one. But shout out to Maryland and them.
Yep. Minnesota favored 1, Bucks favored 3 in the current line. Eagles Packers currently the Eagles are favored by 5.
Eagles about to. I think they'll dog the Packers a little. I think it's gonna be closer than people think because the Packers got a real coach. Like I like Matt LaFleur. He has a really good run game with Josh Jacobs. I'm sorry, but they just lost Watson. I saw, so it's like I can see the Eagles shutting down their passing.
Jordan Love hurt?
Hand.
He
He broke his
found-
hand or something like that, right?
I thought it was like an elbow or like something, but yeah, forearm something or another on his arm something, but. Yeah, I mean
Elbow, you're right. Yep.
elbow.
Limited participant today. Let me ask y'all this quick question, really quick. I don't want to spend too much time on it. If Jordan Love was on the Eagles and Jalen Hurts was on the Packers, same exact teams, same exact coaches, who's better? We had this debate at work for
I think
like
actual
40
playing
minutes.
quarterback.
I think
Jordan
Jordan
Love's
Love.
a better actual passer than Jordan Love for sure.
I think Jordan
Jalen
Love
Hurts.
would like damn near win MVP if he was in Philly.
But Jalen Love, or sorry,
I mean, with the
Jalen Hurts is a better football player than Jordan Love. Like he makes more plays rushing. Their offense is a little different.
Jalen Hurts with Matt LaFleur would be insane.
Yeah, I mean for sure. But Jordan Love's a much better passer. Much better.
I think
passer.
Jordan Love would have better.
Jalen Hurts' weapons is better too.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts' weapons
Yeah,
are much better.
right. Going from Wicks Dobbs to Reed to Brown Smith,
Yeah, I
he
mean-
would dot AJ Brown up.
Yeah, he throw the ball like
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts. I think he makes he's like a dual threat. Like he's like a smaller Cam Newton.
Yeah.
much better Kyler Murray. Like
Absolutely.
polished Kyler Murray, I should say.
That's a fact. I like that. I like that comparison. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wanted. We had that debate at work. It was,
That's a good one.
It's a good debate. But
I think.
all right, cool. So then you got the Vikings winning, Lions, Vikings. Ooh, NFC North battle in the divisional.
I got the Lions beating them again.
They're so good, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good. Who's on the who led the league in picks? What's his name?
Brian Branch, Kirby
Yep.
Joseph.
Kirby Joseph. Yep, Kirby Joseph, Amik Robinson on the other side. They're nasty. Bucks, Eagles, up here.
I would love the Bucks to beat them. Love it.
We gotta hit a ticket so you can go to hit that game, Quinn. That'd be insane. Get you down on the field right behind them or something.
I would love to see that, but then I'd also love that the Commanders beat. I don't care who beat the Eagles. Somebody beat the Eagles for me. Like
Please.
somebody.
Please. Yeah. So you going with the Bucks
Yeah.
for sure.
That's what I want, but like the Eagles are a great team though. They're a very good team, so I can see them winning.
I can admit our defense is chopped.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The
Yeah.
Eagles got a real defense,
Yeah.
like, and they're very aggressive. They'll go for it on fourth down. They'll keep drives alive. Their offensive line, they need to run the ball. Like it's gonna be hard to beat them, especially on the road too. So they're a great team though.
Lions, Bucks, NFC Championship.
Lions. I would love Lions. I would love the Lions and Ravens Super Bowl this year. Love it. Lions, Ravens.
So lit.
Give me the Lions.
Lions Super Bowl champions.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit is coming back home to you, according to Jarrett. So I think the Rams might sneak a dub out in LA. But I don't know what's gonna happen with the game being moved and all that. So potentially with the fire. So I will go Lions, Vikings. Then I'll go Bucks. I wish Jordan Love was healthy. I think that might be an upset. But yeah, Bucks, Eagles, Lions, Vikings. Give me the Lions. Bucks, Eagles. I also want the Eagles to lose, so give me the Bucks in the NFC title against the Lions. If Carlton Davis wasn't in Detroit and he was in the Tampa, I think the Bucks would have a shot. But Detroit is a wagon. They have the momentum. They're the most complete team in football. So I do agree with the Lions Ravens Super Bowl, but I do think Action Jackson puts all the haters to rest. He gets his MVP. He gets his Super Bowl. Brings it back to be more. Crank, crank, crank. Freaky L gets his Super Bowl, makes history, all that good stuff. Past Lamar in rushing yards, all-time leading rusher for quarterbacks. Black quarterback doing it his way. Mom's his agent. keeps all the money in house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that there is a possibility for the Ravens to catch a stride if Derrick Henry turns into playoff Henry, like we know he can. I think the Ravens could do it. If I wasn't a Raiders fan and I picked my own team, I'd probably be a Ravens fan. So, yeah, I think the Ravens get the Super Bowl. I do think the Lions won't make it easy on them. But I do think that'll be a fire Super Bowl with K Dot performing real black S Super Bowl with Baltimore and Detroit. K Dot in the halftime. But yeah, that's our predictions. He's got the Lions. I got the Ravens. That is season 1. We appreciate y'all as always. Love, and more love. Jared, any shout outs you got before we wrap up?
Shout out to everybody with the likes, views, comments, subscribing. I appreciate all y'all. I'm seeing it. My grandma really be telling everybody, literally. So I
love
appreciate it. All my fam who be supporting and liking. Definitely all y'all though. Stick around season 2. It's gonna be. We got some improvements to do. We're gonna stay consistent though. Just stick with us for sure. And shout out to everybody that I beat this year because y'all are really food for real. But nah, shout out to my league mates. Let's get right though.
Yes, sir. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all the loved ones, all family out there. Appreciate y'all support, all my friends, all our close ones, all the enemies, all the allies and the haters that still watch. We appreciate y'all too.
Shout out to the Lord.
Yes, shout out to our Lord and Savior, as always, the man upstairs, keeping us well and healthy and on this earth for another 24, you know?
Facts.
But we appreciate y'all. Shout out King. Shout out the Double Champ. Shout out CP.
Facts.
Probably at some basketball game doing something. So lock in with Yahoo Sports. He'll be controlling basketball on social media. So tap in with my boy. But yeah, we appreciate y'all. Season 1's in the books. Expect some random episodes. We're gonna probably do a little bit of random chats, whether it's basketball, whether it's current events, a little crossover, talk a little shop.
Sir.
So expect some. Won't be the same cadence in our off season, but we will definitely still give y'all some content to enjoy in the off season months of football. Obviously, we may give you a little Super Bowl episode as well. And yeah, we expect the punishment episode as well. So we appreciate y'all. Love as always. And live from the 856. This is channel 856. Your boy Danny X.
Jared signing out. Season 1.